Most people with both a pension and Social Security assume there's an obvious order to claim them in. Start the pension first, wait on Social Security, let it grow. It sounds logical, it feels responsible, and for hundreds of thousands of retirees right now, it is quietly costing them between $30,000 and $50,000 over the course of their retirement. Not because they made a reckless decision, but because nobody explained to them how these two income streams interact once they're running at the same time. The problem isn't the pension. The problem isn't Social Security. The problem is the order and the tax math that nobody walks you through before you sign the paperwork. Today, I want to walk you through three things. Number one, why the traditional claiming order may be wrong for your situation specifically. Number two, the IRS formula that determines how much of your Social Security gets taxed based on your other income. Most people have never seen this formula. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And number three, a specific sequence that many retirees with both a pension and Social Security savings are using to legally keep thousands of dollars out of the IRS's hands. Stay with me, because by the time we're done, the way you think about your income in retirement is going to look very different. If you have a pension from a government job, a private employer, or a union, and you also have a 401k, IRA, or Social Security coming, this video covers the most important financial decision you'll face in the first 2 years of retirement. Stay through the second half. That's where we get to the actual numbers. Here's what most people don't know before they retire. The IRS has a formula. They call it provisional income, and it determines how much of your Social Security check gets taxed. The formula works like this. Take your adjusted gross income. That's basically everything taxable coming in. Add any tax-free interest. Then add exactly half of your annual Social Security benefit. That total number is your provisional income. Now, here's where it gets consequential for you. If that number lands above $34,000 for single filers or above $44,000 for married couples filing jointly, up to 85% of your Social Security benefit becomes taxable. And pension income counts fully toward that formula. So if your pension pays you $2,500 a month, that's $30,000 a year feeding directly into the provisional income calculation. Add half your Social Security benefit on top of that, and many retirees cross the $44,000 threshold before they've touched a single dollar from their 401k or IRA. The result? A significant portion of their Social Security check, money they paid into their entire working lives, gets taxed. Not because they planned it wrong, because nobody showed them the formula before they pulled the trigger on both income streams at once. Section 1. The claiming order that most people use and why it creates a tax problem. Imagine a retired couple, both 63. He spent 28 years in the private sector and has a pension paying $2,200 a month. She worked as a teacher and has a separate pension paying $1,400 a month. Together, they've also got about $280,000 in a traditional 401k from his second career. They do what feels natural. They claim both pensions on day one of retirement. That's $3,600 a month, $42,200 a year coming in. Then, at 64, she files for Social Security, $22,000 a year. And he files at 65, another $26,000 a year. Now their provisional income looks like this: $43,200 in pension income, plus $24,000, which is half of their combined $48,000 Social Security. That's $67,200 in provisional income. They are $23,200 above the married couple threshold. According to Fidelity's analysis of this kind of income overlap, at that level, 85% of their combined Social Security, $40,800, gets included in their taxable income. At a 22% federal tax rate, that's roughly $8,976 in federal tax on income they thought was at least partially sheltered every single year. Over a 20-year retirement, that's $179,520 in federal taxes on Social Security income alone. Some of it was unavoidable, but not all of it. And this, right here, is the mistake nobody talks about, because the mistake isn't claiming Social Security or having a pension. The mistake is doing both at the same time without understanding the provisional income formula. Here's where the story changes. Now, before we get into the specific sequence that changes this calculation, I want to flag something that happened in 2025 that affects a large group of people watching this. In January 2025, the Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law. It repealed two provisions, the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset, that had been quietly reducing Social Security benefits for teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other government workers for decades. As of July 2025, the Social Security Administration has already sent over 3.1 million retroactive payments, totaling $17 billion to affected retirees. Some of those payments added over $1,000 per month to people's benefits. If you worked in a public sector job at any point in your career and were previously told your Social Security benefit would be reduced because of a government pension, that calculation may have just changed in your favor. But here's the thing most people are missing. Getting a larger Social Security benefit is wonderful, but receiving a larger benefit while also collecting a pension without adjusting the claiming sequence can push more of that benefit into taxable territory. The bigger the Social Security check, the more important the claiming order becomes. That's exactly what we're going to work through now. Section 2. The claiming sequence that changes the math. Financial planners sometimes call this the bridge strategy. The Bipartisan Policy Center published a study on this in July 2025, and the finding was straightforward. Retirees who used savings accounts to fund early retirement expenses rather than claiming Social Security immediately ended up with substantially more lifetime income when they lived to average life expectancy or beyond. Here's the core idea. Instead of turning on all income streams at once, you sequence them. Phase 1, the gap years. You retire. You do not claim Social Security yet. You live on your pension and draw from your 401k or IRA to cover the difference. These withdrawals count as income, yes, but they happen before Social Security is in the picture. Your provisional income is lower because half your Social Security benefit isn't being added into the formula yet. Here's the added benefit nobody mentions. According to Morningstar's 2025 State of Retirement Income Research, flexible withdrawal strategies that include delaying Social Security can lift safe withdrawal rates to as high as 5.7% compared to a baseline of 3.9% for retirees who claim everything immediately. Phase 2, the conversion window. This is the most underused piece of the strategy. Between retirement and age 63, specifically before Medicare kicks in and before RMDs begin at age 73, you have a window to convert some of your traditional 401k or IRA into a Roth IRA. Roth withdrawals do not count toward provisional income. They don't count toward the Social Security taxation formula. A 2026 tax planning guide from a leading retirement tax firm showed that a couple who converts $500,000 from a traditional IRA to a Roth before claiming Social Security could reduce their annual provisional income by $20,000 to $30,000 permanently, keeping more of their Social Security below the 85% taxable threshold. Phase 3, delayed Social Security claim. For every year you delay past your full retirement age, which is 67 for most people born after 1960, your Social Security benefit increases by 8%. From age 67 to 70, that's a 24% permanent increase in your monthly check. And because that check is now larger, it covers more of your living expenses, which means you draw less from your 401k later, and your RMDs at 73 are more manageable. Take a moment to think about that sequence. Pension covers the foundation, savings bridge the gap and get converted strategically. Social Security comes in later, larger, more tax-efficient, and guaranteed for life. Section 3. The important caveat. This isn't one size fits all. Now, I want to be honest with you about something. This isn't a strategy that works for everyone, and any video that tells you there's a single right answer to the claiming order question isn't telling you the whole truth. Here's what the bridge strategy requires. You need enough savings in taxable accounts, a 401k, or an IRA to cover 3 to 8 years of living expenses during the gap period before Social Security begins. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics' most recent Consumer Expenditure Survey, Americans aged 65 and older spend an average of about $60,000 a year on essential living costs: housing, food, utilities, healthcare, and transportation. If your pension covers $36,000 of that, you need to fill a $24,000 annual gap from savings. Over 5 years of delaying Social Security, that's $120,000 drawn from your 401k or IRA during the bridge period. If your savings can support that, the strategy is worth modeling carefully. If your savings can't support it, claiming Social Security earlier may make more sense for your cash flow, even if the long-term tax math isn't as clean. There's also the health factor. Delaying Social Security makes the most mathematical sense if you live to average life expectancy or beyond, 83 for men, 86 for women, according to current Social Security Administration data. If you have serious health concerns, that calculus changes. A 2025 study from the Bipartisan Policy Center confirmed that the benefit of the bridge strategy is strongest for those who reach their mid-80s. For those who don't, the earlier claim may actually come ahead. So, here's what I want you to do after you finish watching this. Step 1. Log in to your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and pull your current benefit estimate. Look at what you'd receive at 62, at your full retirement age, and at 70. Write those 3 numbers down. Step 2. Calculate your provisional income as it would look if you claimed everything at once. Add your pension income plus half your projected Social Security benefit. If that number lands above $44,000 for a married couple or above $34,000 as a single filer, you are in the zone where this conversation matters most. Step 3. If you previously worked in a government job as a teacher, firefighter, police officer, or federal employee under the Civil Service Retirement System, log into your Social Security account or call 1-800-772-1213 and confirm your updated benefit under the Social Security Fairness Act. As of July 2025, over 3.1 million retirees have already received adjusted payments. Make sure you're one of them. Step 4. Before you finalize any claiming decision, talk to a fee-only financial planner who specializes in retirement income sequencing. Not someone who earns a commission on what you buy, someone who charges a flat fee for advice and has no product to sell you. This one conversation can be worth tens of thousands of dollars over a 20-year retirement. Here's what this video is really about. Most people think the pension and Social Security decision is a question of when to claim, the right age, the right moment. But the decision isn't really about timing, it's about sequencing. It's about understanding that each income stream you turn on changes the tax environment for every other income stream you have running simultaneously. Your pension doesn't exist in isolation. Your Social Security doesn't exist in isolation. Your 401k doesn't exist in isolation. They all feed the same IRS formula. And the formula doesn't care about the order you expected. It only cares about the numbers you give it. The retirees who keep the most of their money aren't necessarily the ones who saved the most. They're the ones who understood how the pieces interact and turned them on in the right order. That's the real claiming order decision, not just when, but in what sequence and for how long. If this helped clarify something you've been wondering about, subscribe. And the next one covers how having a pension changes everything in retirement. That one connects directly to what we talked about today. The video is right here.